In case any of our elected officials are still listening, I want to repeat what Lori just said. Any so-called reforms to ICE will just be undone by a future president, a future obedient Congress, and a partisan Supreme Court. ICE must be abolished. Now, as I stand here and look out at these brick buildings in Natick, these were built by immigrants. In the 1850s, with a massive wave of Irish immigrants came to this country to escape famine, many came right here to Natick to work in the expansive shoe factories that built this town and made it what it is today. They were joined by Italians and Armenians and English. Unfortunately, at that time, there was a massive wave of anti-immigrant sentiment in the United States, and a political party emerged to capitalize on that hatred. They called themselves the American Party. Others called them the Know Nothing Party. In Massachusetts, during that time, in 1854, our state elected a Know Nothing governor. Every single state senator was a Know Nothing. All but 3 state representatives were Know Nothings. This was a racist, xenophobic state. These racists had total political control in Massachusetts. They had 3 legislative aims: to deport all immigrants, to ban immigrants from running for office, and to essentially undo the constitutional rights of those living in the United States and ban naturalized citizens from voting. They say history repeats. We must end this cycle now. Now, during that time, during this terrible time in Massachusetts and across the country, there was a lawyer in Illinois. That lawyer's name was Abraham Lincoln.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He had given up on politics. He was sick of it. He was sick of the racism, sick of pro-slavery politicians that would lie to their public. But what drove him to rejoin politics and run for president was the anti-immigrant wave of violence that was sweeping the U.S. He was sick of it. He was disgusted like we are today. In 1855, he wrote a letter to a friend. I want you to read a portion of that letter. It said, quote, "As a nation, we began by declaring that all men are created equal. We now practically read it. All men are created equal, except blacks. When the know-nothings get control, it will read, all men are created equal, except blacks and foreigners and Catholics. When it comes to this, I should prefer emigrating to some country where they make no pretense of loving liberty, to Russia, for instance, where despotism can be taken pure and without the base alloy of hypocrisy." But Lincoln didn't leave the country. He stayed, he fought, he won the presidency, changed the course of our nation. That's what we all must do in this moment. Now, the history of our country, the history of Massachusetts, the history of Natick, the personal history that brings each of you here today, this is all important in this struggle if we are to transform reality and change the future. For me, my ancestors fled pogroms. The only 2 relatives of mine to survive the Holocaust came here as refugees. They had no money, no passports, no visas. They spoke no English. Today, they would undoubtedly be denied entry to this country. If they found a way to make it inside this country, they'd be labeled criminal, illegal aliens. They would be hunted, abducted, imprisoned, and deported. I refuse to be a generational hypocrite. I know you do as well. We're here to honor our ancestors by standing up for the rights of every immigrant in this country. Every opportunity I have is because of immigration, not despite it. I want today's immigrants to become the ancestors of future Americans. Now, whatever your path is in this struggle, whatever brings you here today, whether your ancestors emigrated to this country, whether they were brought here in chains, whether they're indigenous to this land, whatever your beliefs are about any other political issues, we are all here together because we know the difference between right and wrong. For those of us who are U.S.-born citizens, let's use our privilege to stand where our immigrant neighbors cannot and speak the words that they are rightly afraid to speak. Now, we gather outside Burlington every Wednesday from 11 to 1. We invite you to join us. This will be our 50th week approaching this Wednesday. But whatever action you take, and it was really wonderful listening to Craig give you a list, a menu to choose from of positive activities that you can do. I'll add one to that list. Wherever you live, organize a meeting with your neighborhood, with people on your street, trusted individuals, because ICE will come to your neighborhood. It is only a matter of time. Organize a community meeting in your neighborhood to plan how specifically you will support your immigrant neighbors when ICE comes for them. But in this moment, regardless of your age or your profession, whether you're a representative, whether you're a teacher, whether you're unemployed, we all need to be doing more than we think we're capable of doing, and we need each and every one of you in this fight. So let's honor the immigrants who built this country. Let's honor the immigrants who built this town. Let's move forward together and keep fighting with nonviolent resistance. Thank you.
Thank you so very much. I want to remind you that you can sign up for these organizations or